Yo, it's your boy Codehova from Fly Combinator. We're pimping Swift. This video is going to be about struct initializers. Initializing struct values, alright? So, when we go back to this dope boy struct value name type that we have created, we don't have an initializer declared, but we have an initializer right here. That's what it is. That's what this is. This is an initializer. And when you're dealing with structs, the compiler, the Swift language, struct initializers come for free, meaning that you don't have to declare them. All right. So it knows that you have these two values that need to be populated, but because it knows that these two are strings, it's just going to create you the initializer that says, all right, when you want to create a value of a dope boy, it's going to require a government name, which is a string, and a street name, which is a string. It saved you that whole task of creating an initializer. When we deal with it in classes must have initializers written by you. All right. So thanks Swift for structs not having to be written, not for struct initializers not having to be written. But let's say that we had of course there are situations when you need to create your own initializer in a struct. So let's say we had a variable, right, that says dope boy is hustling, and it's going to be a bool value. It's going to be, is the dope boy hustling? Yes or no, okay? But we know that every time we create a dope boy, that fool always going to be hustling. So let's create our own initializer where we're going to have to give a government name and a street name, but we always want to set the is hustling value to be true when we create a brand new dope boy. So this is how you create an initializer. So we type in init, and bam, it gives you this Swift initializer declaration. So we do that, and it's going to tell me the parameters you want to give it, and then the statements. So let's keep up with convention of following the declared constants and variables. Let's keep it in this order. So what we're going to do is say government name, which is going to be of a type string. We're going to have street name, which is also of a type string. And that's all we want whoever creates a dope boy to give us those values only. Because like I said, a dope boy, when you create one, he's always going to be hustling. So what we do is we say self.governmentName equals government name. And what this self.governmentName means is basically the container for this value right here. So this one is this, and this government name is this one. All right, let me just fill this out, and we'll go back to that. Self dot street name equals street name, and then with self dot is hustling, we're always going to make that equal to true. Okay, so now it no longer is complaining that the stored properties are not filled out. So this self.governmentName, this is a container for this value right here. This self.streetName is the container for this. This self.isHustling is the container for this. And these parameters in this initializer are the values that are going to be stuffed into the container. So we could change this into gov, all right? And we could change this into street, just so you could see the difference. So we have these containers. These are the stored properties that must be filled out when you're creating a dope boy object. So with these two, we're gonna get these values from the initializer's parameters, which are up here. But like I said, with is hustling, it's always going to be the default of true when we create one from scratch. All right. So right now, this is bugging because it's saying, yo, these parameter names are not correct. So let's just change it back, because it's the convention of following the same name, okay, of these stored properties into your initializer. Trust me, it's just the way to go. There's really no good reason for you to make these parameter names on the initializer to be different than the parameter names of your stored properties. I mean, not parameter names, but the names of your stored property. So again, it's saying, I don't know what govt is. I don't know what street is. So all we got to do is just update it. And boom. Now, so this Doughboy instantiation that we have created called Doughboy, if we look at it, we have a government name, a street name, and let me just run it. And now we have is hustling is true. So we didn't give it is hustling, but if we look at our initializer, the is hustling value is just set there in the initializer. So what we could do is doughboy.isHustling. And it's true. And this is also something in the future we could change it. So it goes from true to false. Okay. So that is working with initializers and structs. All right. So we had the convenience of creating a default property within this initializer. Pretty sure we're going to talk about initializers again, but that is Struct Initializers. It's your boy Codehova, Fly Combinator. Let's get it.